What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers' effort in Game 1 was abysmal. Not the performance that we had hoped for, not the game that we had hoped for. Um, Very few players really worth talking about after that game. Luka was fantastic. LeBron James, not so much. Wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. And then Austin Reeves was just bad. Right? But another real bright spot in that game, one of the few bright spots in that game, was Jarred Vanderbilt. And I talked about Jarred Vanderbilt very heavily and very healthily, right? Probably talked about Jarred Vanderbilt more than anybody leading into the playoffs because he is so incredibly important, valuable, and impactful to this Lakers team. And you saw that in that Minnesota game. He was one of our best players in that game and one of the few bright spots. But I think bare minimum, you're going to need him more. You're going to have to play him probably 20 minutes a night, minimum. And I've seen people talk about he's going to get played off the court or he's going to this, that. He's not. You're not worried about it, right? The concern when you had Jarred Vanderbilt last go around, because remember, last year he was hurt. Talk about the previous year in the conference finals. You didn't have the pieces and players that you have now. You didn't have a Luka Reeves and LeBron. You had a LeBron and Anthony Davis and a Austin Reeves who was just kind of coming to his own. He wasn't as good as he is now. He wasn't as refined as he is now. Right? Austin Reeves has just grown and matured as a player, and just has a better game now than he did during his emergence 2 seasons ago, which is how it should be, right? You should learn and grow and develop, right? We have different personnel. You were so reliant on Jarred Vanderbilt. You needed that offensively. You didn't have the offensive firepower that you have now, right? Like there's so many factors and elements now that you didn't have 2 seasons ago, right? Like you had D'Lo who completely disappeared. And when guys are hitting shots and the offense is cooking, Jarred Vanderbilt isn't as big of a liability, right? But if guys aren't hitting shots and you can't buy a bucket and all this stuff, then yes, then there is this aversion where Jarred Vanderbilt could be a bit of a liability. But you're not looking to play Jarred Vanderbilt 40 minutes a night. You're looking for him to kind of be an assignment guy, but be that big impact guy. And I really do think Jarred Vanderbilt is going to warrant a bigger role, and you may even have to start him at some point in these playoffs. All right. Game 1 sucked. You didn't want to lose it, right? Especially in the manner in which you lost it. But I don't think it's Chicken Little, the sky is falling. I don't think the world is ending. I think you take your loss, you take it on the chin, and you move on, right? Game 2 is something that you have to win. But I do believe, depending on how Game 2 goes, for me, I would then evaluate and see, okay, do we need to make a change or adjustment? If Lakers just handle business and basically do what they should do to Minnesota, which is basically control that game, dominate, and win it, you run it back. I'm fine with the Lakers kind of running it back, going with the same starting five, same rotation, same kind of thing, right? And just trust, hey, that was just a bad game. There were several outliers and just circumstances that played a part in that game that led to the result it did, right? A lot of them were Lakers issues. A lot of them were Laker elements. Again, guys not showing up, guys not playing with the effort and energy necessary to win that game, right? And then also just overhelping, right? There's a long laundry list of things that the Lakers failed to do in that game. But there's also things that you could look at on Minnesota's side and kind of justify and write off, right? Such as they shot 21 of 42 from three-point range. Minnesota, you could probably just do a drill and let them shoot 41 threes, and they probably wouldn't make 21 out of 42 threes. Literally shot 50% from three-point range, right? You live with that. Jaden McDaniels was their best player that night and scored 25 points. Right? He might not score 25 points again the entire playoffs, let alone against the Lakers again in this series, right? Like, again, there's things that you can kind of justify, look at, and write off, right? So I'm fine if the Lakers want to kind of lean back into the same unit, same rotation, same five. But if you, knock on wood, if you lose again and you go down 0-2 in the series, then yes, you need to make a drastic change. You have no choice. At that point, what you're doing isn't working, and you only have 2 more losses. And if you lose one more game, you're not beating them 4 straight times. So that's it. Pack it up. Season's over, right? So you have to make that adjustment if you lose 2 straight. The only other way I would make that adjustment, even if you win, is in the manner in which you win, right? If Austin Reeves continues to struggle, then I think you might have to, even if you do win game 2, maybe make that adjustment. Or Rui Hachimura, right? If I'm being honest, I don't think JJ will bench Reeves, even if it is the right thing to do. But Rui Hachimura, on the other hand, you might, right? If Rui continues to be a liability out there and Rui kind of struggles offensively and isn't consistent, then I do think that now you even have more of a justification. My other thing is that like Luka, and I've talked about this a million times, right? That Luka loves to get going in the first quarter, right? It's where he likes to take the most shots, kind of set the tone, right? Get the game going. Problem is the Lakers are terrible defensively, right? Particularly in the starting 5. Your only like defensive player is LeBron. And thus, Luka can go and drop 20 in a quarter, but at the end of the quarter, the game's still so close because you can't stop the opposing team. You can't stop the other team enough to kind of balance it out and give you that edge, right? So I've talked about, instead of going with like Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves, going with like Jarred Vanderbilt and Dorian Finney-Smith, let Luka be Luka in that first quarter. Let him go drop 20, 25, whatever in that first quarter. And then now you have the defensive pieces and that versatility and the hustle and the effort and all the things that you need to hopefully create that separation. And then you're kind of just plugging in accordingly as the game progresses. That's kind of what I would be interested in, right? But again, I don't think that JJ is going to do that in particular with Austin Reeves. I think Austin Reeves is about as locked into the starting 5 as you can get. But you're going to have to lean more into Jarred Vanderbilt. He's too impactful. The effort, the energy is always there. The defense, the rebounding, the offense is generated. Not in the traditional sense, right? He's not a guy that's over here just wheeling and dealing, crossing dudes up, beating guys off the dribble, right? Step back, 3. Like, he's not doing those things. But he is getting you putbacks, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, which create more offensive opportunities, creating turnovers, live ball turnovers, right? Keeping basketballs alive that lead to other people getting the rebounds and stuff, right? Like, he impacts the game in so many ways that even go far beyond the box score, right? Like, again, if you just looked at the box score for Jarred Vanderbilt in game 1, you're like, okay, he had a decent game, I guess, right? But if you actually watch the game, you're like, no, he was amazing. I mean, the guy was everywhere. The guy was the only guy that had real toughness and grit and hustle and effort and energy, right? Like, he was, outside of Luka, probably our best player that night, right? Just because of everything that he did. That, again, goes far beyond just the box score. And so I do think you're going to have to lean into him more. I do think there is a real scenario here where it's like, hey, we might need to move him into the starting unit or at least playing 20 plus minutes, right? Like, even if you were to move him in the starting unit, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to play him now 30 to 40 minutes, right? Like, I still believe Vando is best as that assignment guy, right? Giving him, 4 to 5 minutes a quarter. And it's just like, hey, you see Anthony Edwards? Yeah, your sole job is just to slow him down and stop him, right? Hey, you this quarter, right? Get you in right now. 5 straight minutes. I need all of your energy just kind of honed in, focused, and just ready to go for this matchup, right? Like, Jarred Vanderbilt may end up being the biggest factor for the Lakers. He is, because he does so much that you're not, like, if you're not watching the games, you're just not privy to, right? Because you just wouldn't have, you wouldn't know because you didn't see it. But when you watch, I mean, the guy was everywhere. Guy had his hand in like every cookie jar. Guy was over there getting in little squabbles and all that. Like, it was very refreshing to see, considering the circumstances of that game and how the game went itself. Right? He was, again, one of the few bright spots. And I just think you're going to need to lean into Jarred Vanderbilt a lot more than you already are, because I just think he's that valuable to this team. He's that important to this team. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Feel what your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. I feel either way. Love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.